"I'm going back to my ex," my wife said, that after 15 years of marriage, "and I'm taking half of everything." I just nodded. The next day, her sister called me, panicking. "My God, what did you tell her?" Let me explain how my wife tried to play me and ended up playing herself. Back in 2008, I was a fresh CPA in Chicago. My cubicle neighbor, Tyler, was a forensic accountant who specialized in high net worth divorces. He'd seen it all. Guys who built million-dollar businesses but kept everything in joint accounts, then lost half to wives who never touched the business. Most of them think being a good husband means trusting completely, Tyler said. By the time they realize the difference between trust and preparation, they're signing away businesses they built with their own hands. Then my brother Aaron got destroyed. His wife, Isabel, left him for her Pilates instructor and walked away with half his contracting business, the rentals, everything. She even brought the instructor to the house Aaron was renovating for them while he was picking out cabinets. The judge ruled against him despite security footage. Aaron told me, "Don't ever assume fairness. The system doesn't reward fairness, it rewards documentation." That night, Tyler and I made a pact, the never again protocol. If either of us got married, we'd help the other build real financial protection. 3 years later, I met Maya. Gorgeous, funny, and we clicked hard. But I remembered Aaron in that empty office. So while I fell for Maya, I built protection. Tyler helped me design it like a corporate tax strategy. Layers of entities, clear documentation, separation between personal and business assets. For 12 years, those documents sat like smoke detectors. Then came our 15th anniversary. We were at the Italian place where we had our third date. She was wearing the blue dress I bought her. I was thinking maybe we'd have dessert, have a real conversation. Then she dropped it. "Evan, I need to tell you something important. I'm going back to Dean, my ex. I don't think we should continue. You're a good husband, but I feel like I'm getting bored. And honestly, Dean has always been my true love." She said it like she was ordering off a menu. Clinical. Then the final nail. "I never really loved you, Evan. I just settled for you." 15 years gone in 3 minutes. I set my fork down and said, "Then you should leave tonight." No begging, no scene, just logistics. Her face glitched. She wanted a meltdown and got a decision. At home, she threw clothes into suitcases, made loud calls to Dean. When she dragged the last suitcase to the door, she smirked. "I guess I'll finally get half of everything." I stayed quiet. What Maya never asked in 15 years, what I had been building in the background. 7 years ago, she got distant and weird with her phone. That's when I quietly activated the never again protocol. I called Tyler. "She actually said that at your anniversary dinner?" He laughed. "She really doesn't know how you structured things, does she?" Never asked. Never once wanted to understand how our money worked. The postnup was the foundation. We put it in place 7 years ago when we refinanced, framed as asset protection paperwork. She signed every page half watching TV. Called it my paranoid paperwork. Tyler drafted it like a corporate merger agreement. The key clause created separate property classifications. Anything earned or acquired post-signature stayed separate unless explicitly combined in writing. Everything I built remained in my name. House, cars, investments, mine. She had access, not ownership. My salary flowed into a business entity which paid distributions. Those funded our household account. Everything else stayed in business accounts she never knew existed. The house was in my name only. Bank accounts, mostly individual. Her BMW leased through my business entity. The joint checking she'd probably drain, $3,000. By the time her ride cleared the curb, she was a former household member with no rights to separately owned assets. Next morning, her sister Paige calls. Paige has a law degree and thinks she's brilliant. She divorced her husband 3 years ago and took his dental practice. She's been coaching Maya for years. Smart women maximize settlements. Her texts start. "She deserves better. Hope you're prepared to pay what you owe. Time to face consequences for your emotional abuse." I don't respond. She calls. "I'm representing Maya. Any attempts to hide marital assets will have serious legal consequences." "Paige, you might want to review the post-nuptial agreement before making threats." "What post-nuptial agreement?" Bingo. Maya never told her. "The one your sister signed in 2018, filed with the county clerk, public record." Long pause. "Any post-nuptial signed under duress can be challenged."
Good luck proving duress on something she signed while watching reality TV. There's a notary witness and security footage of her joking about my ridiculous paperwork obsession. Tyler calls, laughing. Paige is representing Maya? She's incompetent and thinks she's the smartest person in the room. She'll make mistakes while you've got 7 years of documentation. That afternoon, Paige files a restraining order, claiming I'm hiding assets and preventing Maya from accessing community resources. She copy-pasted from a domestic violence template. Problem is, she files without reading any documents. My lawyer, Victor, calls, amused. She alleges asset concealment but ignores all your documentation. I'm filing a response with everything. 7 years of statements, the post-nup, social posts showing premeditation. Best case for them, TRO dismissed. Worst case, judge sanctions Paige and awards you fees. Wednesday morning, Maya walked into our bank to access our accounts. The teller checked and said, "I'm only seeing one account, the household checking with $300. Maya's voice jumped. "That's impossible. Check again." The manager, Thomas, brought them to his office with a thick file. Inside were notarized forms Maya had signed over the years, account restructuring, removing joint ownership, beneficiary updates, and a customer survey where she wrote she appreciated how her husband handled all financial decisions and didn't want boring money stuff. This has to be fraud. I never agreed to this. But there it was, her handwriting, her signature, time-stamped. Maya detonated. "You can't just steal my money. I was his wife for 15 years. Thomas stayed professional. "Mrs. Whitman, these accounts were individually owned. You had access privileges granted by the owner. Those were revoked per signed agreements." Paige threatened the banking commission. Thomas offered certified copies for her complaint. They left empty-handed. As they hit the door, Maya said, "But I'm his wife. That has to mean something." Thomas replied, "It did, ma'am, until yesterday when you voluntarily ended the marriage. Now it's just paperwork." That afternoon, Maya headed to Dean's apartment, her love nest. Then she saw the yellow paper on the door. Lease termination notice. Unauthorized long-term guest in violation of lease. Vacate within 48 hours. Dean's incredible deal came from his property guy. What he didn't know, that property rolled up to a holding company I control. Tyler helped me buy the building 2 years ago. Dean becoming a tenant was a coincidence. Dean harboring my ex-wife was karma. Dean read the notice and went pale. Maya saw it then, the shift in his eyes. He wasn't her soulmate anymore, just a guy with a lease problem. "Dean, we have to fight this from inside. Call your sister." "This is legal stuff. I don't do legal stuff. You won't fight for us?" "Us? This is your divorce. I didn't sign up for whatever this is." Maya screamed in the hallway. Neighbors filmed. The clip landed on Next Door. "Woman having a breakdown in our building." 6 hours later, 200 comments. Maya became a local meme. The next day, Maya came to my house. Her key didn't work. I had changed the locks. She pounded on the door, yelling I couldn't lock her out. I called the cops. Officer Herrera listened to her story. I handed him the documents. He turned to Maya. "Ma'am, per these documents, you voluntarily left. The property isn't in your name. Right now, you're trespassing. But I am his wife. Ma'am, you need to leave or I'll arrest you." My daughter Hannah called after midnight. "Dad, Mom says you stole everything and spent years planning to destroy her. Is that true?" "Hannah? Check your Dropbox, the family financial structure file I put there when you turned 18. Your mother signed the post-nup 7 years ago. What's happening was triggered by her choice to leave for another man. Is Mom really broke? She has the same access she always had. She doesn't have access to accounts that were never hers. Did you know about Dean? Check your mom's Instagram. The celebration photo with Dean is from 5 hours before our anniversary dinner. Hannah went full audit mode. She found Venmo payments from Dean to Maya going back for months, cash for dates, posts gradually erasing evidence of our marriage. She wasn't just lying to you, Dad, she was lying to herself. Then, Hannah got into Maya's phone at Paige's. "Dad, texts with Dean going back 6 months. She's been planning since last summer. Messages about maximizing the settlement, waiting until after your anniversary, Dean helping research your business accounts, and Aunt Paige coaching Mom on how to script financial abuse." Hannah changed her emergency contacts and removed Maya from her financial aid access. She's been asking about your life insurance and hidden money. I think she wanted to use me." Meanwhile, Paige's emergency motion was denied with prejudice. The judge ordered her to show cause why she shouldn't be sanctioned for frivolous filings. Too late. Paige tried to hand Maya off to a specialist. Maya couldn't afford one. Now let's talk about Dean. The guy's specialty was poaching married women. Tyler's forensic work showed Dean's pattern. He'd done this twice before. Both previous women warned me during discovery. He targets women in divorces, studies their finances, promises everything, delivers nothing until the process server knocked. Dean Marlowe, you've been served. Claims for intentional interference, alienation of affections, conspiracy to commit marital fraud. Exhibit A, his pattern across multiple married women. Exhibit B, he'd been paying below market rent on my property, saving $18,000 over 2 years. Exhibit C, lawful recordings of Dean and Maya discussing how to maximize her settlement. Illinois is one-party consent. Dean texted Maya, "What is this lawsuit? You said this was handled." His lawyer, Elliot, explained this wasn't just an affair. You engineered a financial scheme. They're treating you like a con artist. Best case, mid-6 figures plus fees. Worst, trial, judgment that wipes you out, decade of payments. Dean finally understood his business model was now legally toxic. Maya ran out of options, evicted from Dean's, barred from my house, living in Paige's basement. She started a Facebook group, Financial Abuse Survivors, with daily rants. Her own posts buried her. He changed the locks just because I moved in with my soulmate. He's keeping me from our money just because I signed papers without reading. Each post got 3 likes and 40 comments from strangers. It's not fair he keeps everything just because he earned it, protected it, and planned ahead. Reply, "Ma'am, this is a Wendy's." 200 likes. Then Maya showed up at my office demanding to talk. We met in the lobby. "Evan, we need to fix this." "There's nothing to fix." "What about Hannah? Don't you want her to have a relationship with her mother?" "Hannah's an adult. She'll have whatever relationship you earn." The mask slipped. "I'll make you pay. I'll tell everyone what you are." "You already did, Maya. There are videos. There are your posts. They believed you, just not the way you wanted." She turned for the door, shouting, "You can't throw away 15 years like it meant nothing." I answered, "You threw away 15 years. I just refused to pay for the privilege." 6 months later, Dean settled for $275,000 plus my legal fees. Maya is still in Paige's basement, working part-time at a real estate office, posting survivor quotes. Paige's practice is under state bar review. Hannah is a junior at Northwestern, calls me twice a week, hasn't spoken to her mother. She wants to specialize in asset protection. People need to learn actions have consequences. Dad, I watch Mom spend 6 months convinced she'd cash out, never asking if she'd misunderstood. That's not bad luck, that's willful ignorance. Every Friday, Tyler swings by for coffee and Maya Chronicles, Hannah Forwards. Last week, still can't believe my ex would rather be alone than share with someone who loved him unconditionally. Top reply, conditional love based on access to assets isn't unconditional. 400 likes. Look, maybe you think I'm the villain, a cold accountant who turned marriage into a spreadsheet, but here's what I learned. Fairness is a fantasy. The legal system rewards documentation, preparation, the person who understood the rules before the game started. Did I love Maya? Yeah, I did. But when she told me she never loved me, that I was just something she settled for, she wasn't ending a marriage. She was revealing the marriage I thought we had never existed. I don't feel guilty. I feel relieved. Relieved that I listened to Tyler, that I watched my brother lose everything and learned from it. This isn't about revenge. It's about respecting yourself enough to prepare for the worst while hoping for the best.
Maya thought she was playing me. Really, she was playing herself. They thought they were dealing with some boring accountant they could steamroll. They didn't realize boring accountants see everything, document everything, and never make a move without knowing exactly how it ends. Maybe I'm cold, but I'm also free, secure, and watching my daughter grow into someone who understands self-respect isn't selfish, it's survival. The best defense isn't just a good offense. It's a perfect structure built so well that your enemies defeat themselves just by attacking it. People don't betray you because they want to hurt you. They betray you because they think they can get away with it. The only thing that changes that calculation is making the cost too high to pay. And that's exactly what I did.